Hello everyone, it's your bud. In today's video we're going to be talking about ceros from Bleach. If you have not seen Bleach, ceros is a power used by the hollows. And Cero is Spanish for zero, and apparently it's Japanese for hollow flash or doom blast. It's an attack used by the Menos, Arranccar, and Visored. Now, when I said it was used by the hollows, that was both true and a lie, as a hollow is the base level of when a human soul gets corrupted and turned into a hollow. However, those hollows can then merge and consume each other into this big, massive pile of, spiritual energy, because they're ghosts, kind of, and they can merge into a giant Menos. The Menos are the ones with the giant, they have that pokey nose like Usopp or Jughead. They have the long, thin, pointy nose. And then a bunch of those giant Menos can then merge and consume each other again, except instead of growing again in scale and size, they shrink and they compact, and they're basically going for quality over quantity. And then these giant Menos then compact all of that power into a small and powerful form known as an Arrancar. So hollows are technically all humans that have gone hollow. However, they cannot use ceros, as ceros are tons of spiritual power that can only be achieved by the Menos, which are a conglomeration of a bunch of hollows, the Arrancar, which is a conglomeration of a bunch of Menos, or the Visored. So the Visored or Visards are Shinigami or Soul Reapers. Those are the basically soldiers per se of the Soul Society, the good guys, or the heaven in Bleach. And some of these Shinigami go through partial hollowification. They allow themselves to start turning into a hollow, and then they're able to defeat their inner demon or inner hollow and master control over it. And if they can do this before a certain time period, they will then have the mask of a hollow, which is that white mask thing, but they will also still be able to remove the mask and keep their own sanity, because the hollows have gone hollow. They've gone kind of insane. And now that you know that ceros can be used by the most powerful, not just any hollow, but Menos, Arrancar, and Visored or Visards, I might be changing the pronunciation, you'll know that it's a really, really cool thing. But what is a cero? Well, I won't really beat around the bush here, because cero is basically concentrated spiritual energy. Everything in Bleach runs on spiritual energy. There's a whole bunch of different forms of spiritual energy. There's a whole bunch of different powers and things that things run on in Bleach. However, Cero is just concentrated spiritual energy. Some people can fire it from their mouth. Some people point a finger and have it fire from there, or they can turn the Cero into different colors, or just sort of flavors of power, I guess. Now, it has to be mentioned that the power, force, speed, and blast area of Cero is dependent on the strength, spiritual power, and sometimes skill of the user. And when that says skill and spiritual power, that can mean passion as well, as typical in anime. So if you're passionate about something, you can have more of a Cero. There's not really much written about ceros, because when it comes down to it, they're basically condensed spiritual energy shot forward at someone. Now, most of the people that use it, the Menos, Arrancars, or Visards, have a specific pose. However, some do not. The Menos just open their mouth and shoot a beam. The Arrancar sometimes have their own specific pose, like one will just use a finger and point it. Some of them will, one sticks out their tongue and fires it from there. And another, Coyote Stark, can just fire it from his gun. And apparently Coyote Stark is the only one who does not need to take on a specific pose to fire his Cero, which I didn't even notice. I thought that was just anime, how, everyone does a pose when they do a move in anime. But apparently the ceros were only ever used with a pose. And then technically Ichigo becomes a Visored, because he goes through the partial hollowification and he gets the powers. So Ichigo is able to use his Cero, but he uses it as a Visored and kind of as a holo because, you know, Ichigo's Ichigo. But the charging and firing time for Cero varies greatly, from firing very fast and instantaneously, which I've seen one of my favorite characters in all of Bleach, Halibel. She's the one that's like wearing pretty much nothing, that has the skull mask on the bottom half of her face and then it goes down to her chest. But her Cero is just a slash of the sword and she can fire it instantly. And it's not even like a circle thing, it's not a beam thing, it's everywhere she slashes her sword becomes a Cero. And she can do this as many times as she desires. So Cero is a very interesting power. It can be a concentrated like bomb, beam, blast, or whatever, like a Kamehameha thing. Or it can be like a slashing thing. Like the only thing I could describe it as Mihawk's attack in One Piece. Now he just will do a slash and there's just a slash of energy. So a Cero is very much like Haki from One Piece, where it's your spiritual energy, except many animes don't describe energy as spiritual energy. They call it, you know, like power or something like that, or, you know, Nen or Haki or whatever. But in Bleach, it's spiritual energy. And that's what a Cero is. So they're pretty awesome looking. I had a lot of fun looking up the gifs of this, and the thing that did remind me was, yeah, Halibel. Tier Halibel, she's my favorite one, and if you want to know more about her, just let me know and I can make a whole video just on her, or if there's any other characters, I can make a video on them, but Halibel would be the character that I would choose. So if you let me know down below, that can be tomorrow's video. Otherwise, I'll see you in another video with another topic. Might be Bleach, might be my hero, might be back to Dragon Prince. I have thought up a few things and a few connections with some Dragon Prince lore and some other story lore, so we'll see what that video has in a few more days. Well, thanks for watching everyone. Leave this video a like if you want to know more about Bleach or to know more about any of the powers, or if you want me to make a video on Halibel because she's my favorite. Subscribe for daily videos. I make a new video every single day on this channel, and leave any questions or suggestions in the comments below, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Thanks for watching.